Hello, I'm Charlotte Raffo and I established the Monkey Puzzle Tree in 2017, finding a new way to harness creative ideas to produce one-of-a-kind design. I collaborate with Yorkshire artists to create unique textiles and wall coverings and pay a 20% royalty for their contribution to the design. As part of our mission to celebrate the best of the north of England's creativity, eccentricity and innovation, we manufacture everything within 100 miles of our Leeds studio, supporting traditional industries and maintaining high environmental standards. Metamorphosis is part of a collection inspired by the 100th anniversary of the Bauhaus movement, which sought to unify mass production with individual artistic vision. We worked with the values of simplicity, honesty and the use of natural materials to create something new. I worked closely in collaboration with artist Kirsty Greenwood to create Metamorphosis, a fantastical large-scale design on a natural, undyed and unbleached linen union fabric. Metamorphosis invites you to imagine a fantasy world featuring metallic gold comets and mysterious faces amidst green tendrils, cobwebs, claws and unicorn horns. Kirsty is inspired by pareidolia, the tendency to see faces and animals in patterns and objects. Using a piece of hand marbling as a starting point, we created an unusual and large pattern repeat together, which formed the basis of the design. Kirsty then created layers of line drawings on tracing paper, building up the tendrils, faces and creatures you can see. We chose a heavy unbleached linen union as a base for the design. The fabric, which is woven in Scotland, is a characterful blend of linen and cotton, retaining the natural colour of the yarn and showing occasional slubs and imperfections which add to the natural charm of the fabric. To maintain the authenticity of the design, we wanted to screen print it rather than using a digital method. Budget constraints meant that we needed to create the print with only 4 colours, and we had to be clever with the way we used these to create texture and depth. A half-tone screen was used to create the marble effect for the background, giving subtle shading in tone with the natural colour of the fabric. The printing took place in a mill in Cumbria, which was established in the early 19th century. Several attempts were needed to create the effect on the day of production, and it took 5 hours of experimentation to achieve the right colour balance. A matte ink was used for the dark grey outlines, and contrasting gloss inks used for the green tendrils and metallic comets to create the most depth and interest. The resulting fabric can be used for curtains and blinds as well as upholstery, and is also suitable for commercial use. The large-scale pattern gives a quirky twist to warm neutral schemes and pairs beautifully with dark inky blues and greens.